Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Violet Evergarden, episode 11. Alright, so last episode we had the doozy of a feels episode.
Yeah.
With Violet crying for the first time since Gilbert's death. Which is just crazy.
That whole episode was so good and absolutely insane, and I don't know how they're going to follow it up.
Yeah, I think that in some ways Violet Evergarden has just continually been peaking. Like every episode, they minorly increase our belief in what it's capable of. And last episode was the best.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to keep increasing it past going. That. I think that's probably, we're going to look back on that and probably see that as being the peak of the show.
Hey, if they level out here, I'll be very, very happy either way.
Yeah, because that was amazing.
Yeah, in general, we haven't really continued much with Violet's, I would say, linear plot. So, we've been kind of going through back into the episodic, kind of little letter-based content and stuff.
And there's 3 episodes left, so we don't have to get back into that this episode, but we should be getting that soon.
Yeah, they should give at least 1 or 2 episodes to it. I think 1 is necessary. 2 might not be necessary, but I think if they did 2, that would actually satisfy my desires personally. Right. Because I feel like, specifically with Claudia Hodgins, Dietfried, and a little bit with what they've been... Diet Fried Bargain Villain. And a little bit with what they've been doing with the other Autumn Memoir dolls. There needs to be some kind of a closure.
Yeah, there's a little bit left that needs to be done.
Yeah. And looking forward to that. But hey, we're coming up on the end of the show, and it's really good so far. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay. Huh.
I wonder who's going to be given that job.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Here's the war episode.
Yep. That's a line. The menace base.
Yeah. Violet's already going. Yeah.
Or she specially requests, but if she just leaves, she wouldn't be underneath their, sanction, and they wouldn't even know that she's coming. So, Oh. Yeah, these are people that are about to die, and they wants to give one last final communique between now and then.
I'm gonna miss the visuals of this show. Like the show as a whole, but like
for real. 募るばかり私はあなたに会いたくなる Beautiful. 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 Oh, never mind. They know that she's coming.
Yep.
I love how she can't lie about it. Like,
right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's no way they can catch up to her then. Like,
probably not.
Like, before she gets there. Because, you know. All right. How much you want to bet? Like, she's going to get caught up in the actual conflict.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like 100%,
the question
right?
is how much.
Yes, good point. And she'll get to save a soldier's life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, there's a reason that she went on this one specifically. Even though, you know, it wasn't going to be an accepted job. There? You're crazy.
The menace base? Are they bombed?
That is a problem. Well, yes.
Okay. Possible. Okay. I like him. He's like, hey, don't give me dumb suggestions. Like, I like ya. But that's the no return trip, you know.
Well, potentially.
giving her line. Yes.
Basically.
I love it. But there's no helicopters in this world, so how are they? She has to actually like free their unit then.
Well,
or walk back.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
You're about to see a girl from down south.
Yep.
I was wondering when something like that was going to happen.
Rip.
Yep. Artillery.
Oh, crap.
Oh, boy.
That was extremely accurate.
Yeah, stand straight up. Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Oh, we got an awkward view of his back. Oh, no. Okay.
He's very lucky.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
And then Violet's among them.
Nope. Jeez. Holy crap.
Yeah. Hesitating.
Jeez.
Okay.
Wow. This is brutal. They didn't give us any time to get attached to these guys. They're just like...
Yeah, so is Violet basically just going to show up and be like, you know, take the letter off of his corpse and then deliver it?
Maybe. I mean, wait, he could survive that, actually. He was shot in the lower left gut
maybe,
area.
but... Yeah.
Oh, she's unbuckling.
Yeah.
Wow. Yep, he's
Okay.
alive. He's alive. Yep. Okay.
And she's gonna Mary Poppins down there, like, yeah. And dead 1, dead 2, dead 3, and dead 4.
Whoa! How can they tell it's a child?
Yeah.
She dumped the parachute.
Just enough to basically like, slow her fall so it's not gonna like be a real problem.
Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh,
Recognize her. Oh, wow. Just be like, please, just go away. I don't want to kill you.
Cool.
That sounds very fair. We appreciate
one consideration. Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine being in his shoes?
I would give you a 5-star review, but I don't know if I'm going to survive long enough.
But like,
Flashbacks?
backstory?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
So it's going to be like a confession letter, basically?
No, I think that they already were betrothed and everything, and yet he had to go because he was conscripted. Dang. He's been shot, though.
Yeah. The fact that he feels hot is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Every time, like they've done it so many times, but every time she takes the gloves off, it's just it's so cool.
Oh, he's gonna have her write 2 letters.
Wow. Okay, that's cool.
This is like Lung cool. From Monster.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. Oh, his soundtrack is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm. 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 Oh, he's coughing up blood. Hmm. He's gonna get blood on the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on, you can do it. Yeah. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she wasn't writing it.
It's a bit close to home.
Is she lying? He's gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I just realized his lips. You see it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's saying, I love you.
Yep. Yep.
Oh. No.
Wow.
So gorgeous.
Holy crap.
So gorgeous. Oh.
Okay. This track is amazing.
Yep.
And I wonder who she's talking to. Yeah. Because we need more showing off.
I love these time-lapse shots, even when it's like faded because of the light being so bright. But
yeah,
it's so gorgeous.
Amazing.
Wait, he's gonna land?
There's no way he can land on there, can he?
Maybe he's that good, you know? She said you need a skilled pilot. Yeah, to deliver the letters.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not ready for this. I feel like this is gonna be the because this is gonna be the question of whether or not Violet lied, or she added even more stuff into the letter. I want to hear Maria read the letter. Read the letter.
Yep, and it's got the bloodied note or bloodied picture. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Violet. Yeah. And her letters are all about bringing people together, and
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mom. Oh, giving her a big hug. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. But you did.
You didn't, but you did. Cool.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Just the whisper of her voice acting.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
Oh. This was such a simple episode, but I'm constantly amazed by how they get us emotionally invested into characters that we know are not only know are going to die, but we barely get 5 minutes with, to actually to know. Like, most of the episode can be just done to set up the premise of how Violet is going to end up writing a letter for someone that we know is going to die.
It's more of just like recently everyone has just died. But,
well, that
but yeah.
Yes, but I kind of expect it now.
Right.
But also
I mean, this one it was easy because it's the war zone and all that.
Right, but this one had one of the most surprise, like, badass moments from Violet ever, where she just decides to drop after the parachute gets the initial, like, recoil.
Yeah.
She detaches the parachute, lands, like, anime runs, and
I love the please go away, and they're
just
like
fall back,
and he's just
please.
like okay,
yeah. I almost wish on some level the episode had gone back to those soldiers and just realized, guys, we could have died today.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, she's different from before, you know?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. So this was a nice, simple, sweet episode.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very kind of natural extension of the world story that's been going along. The idea of there's the Civil War brewing up north.
Right. They hinted to that well, and I feel like really this story as an individual standalone episode, it was good. It had a good story to it. Nowhere near as good as the last one, but
or the one before that,
or the one before that.
But
but hey, that's no big deal because I mean those episodes are all so amazing, right?
Yes, that's true.
And what this episode did, I feel like, was it was less about the actual people involved and more about the parallel of the fact that Violet was going to deliver a letter for a dying soldier to his loved ones.
Yep.
And so every time she said anything to the Aiden guy or whatever, it was also like she was saying it to Gilbert.
Also, this is a different form of I love you that she's learning about. The idea of I love you basically beyond the grave. The idea of love being communicated and connection being maintained beyond death. It's something that I think that
very apropos.
I think that Violet learned a lot of in the last episode, especially with the idea of the letters being delivered post-mortem, which is incredibly beautiful and I would say infinitely better handled in that episode than any other Violet Evergarden episode in terms of the I love you being communicated. But in this one, we're dealing with the idea that the love that Aiden had for his family and for Maria was something that they reciprocated back to him as if he had returned. And this is something that I think was kind of interesting. They dealt with the whole idea of him saying, if you guys are reincarnated, pray that you'll have me as a son again, because I want that. I want to be with you even if it's in another life.
Right.
And then when they cried and thanked Violet for, her bringing him back, she's like, but I didn't. But I didn't.
Yeah.
And I think there's a cool parallel there in that potentially by Violet learning to love and learning what love is, she's bringing Gilbert back.
Right. Because the idea that what is it? The actions of this life echo in eternity, or something.
What we do in life echoes in eternity.
Exactly right.
You just quote Gladiator in a Violet Evergarden.
Yes, I did.
Reaction.
I absolutely did. And that's basically because that is kind of what's been happening, right? It's, it's not for the epic go to war thing. It's for the ones that we loved and have loved and will love and all of that and the effect that can have on people, because the reason that a story like Violet Evergarden can have a focus on simply, something as simple as what does it mean to say I love you?
Right.
Is because that changes people.
Yep.
Like love changes people in all its different ways. So understanding it is something that is very worthwhile, even if the person that is saying the I love you is no longer around. That doesn't mean the effect of it is gone, right? Because as long as those other people as long as the people that they have touched in their life are still alive, or the people that those people have touched, it lives on forever.
Great point.
Yeah.
Great point. We're now sitting with 2 episodes left in the entire show.
And I feel like this was a condition that they're sort of getting cleared and out of the way so that they can do like that 2-part finale.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to. They don't have to, but like this was one of those things that I had been waiting to see happen, and now it's happened.
Yeah, I think that whatever they do, it doesn't necessarily have to be a 2-parter. Partially because I feel like the finale has already happened.
Yeah,
do you remember that part in episode? I think it was episode 9, when Violet went around to all the people that she had given letters to.
Yes.
I'm not looking for a traditional finale here. I still feel like we need a little bit of Diet Fried Bargain Villain.
Okay, so we have one episode of Diet Fried Bargain Villain in the next episode.
Or in the
last episode. But I feel like in the last episode, the main thing that needs to happen, and Diet Fried Bargain Villain could be in there too, but the main thing is that it needs to be about her letter to Gilbert, right? Mm-hmm. So
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
So I don't know how they'll do that and what the setup will be for everything and the players involved, because it can't just be Violet sitting there writing a letter. I mean, they could, but then it needs to go to her memories or whatever.
They don't even have to show it. I think all they have to do is that, like,
you
could have it the last few seconds, just have her being like, "Dear Gilbert," and then the episode ends and the show's over.
And then there's the end credits. Well, no, this is what I'd want to see. There's the end credits. And then after the end credits, it shows her going up to some place that is, some marker or grave or something, even though they didn't have
maybe
a body
the
or
Evergarden
anything.
Family.
Sure, and she basically, but that part in, I want to say it was the opening, at the end of the opening, where there's the letter like in the grass by the tree or something like that.
Oh.
But she basically just goes to some place that is representative of Gilbert and just leaves the letter there, and then that's
cool.
It.
Okay. Yeah.
But
this episode, I think. Kept things very simple,
which is good. Simplicity is good.
Simplicity is good.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they spent a lot of time with the soldiers as they were dying and stuff, I felt was something that it felt a little bit kind of not off, but it felt a little bit like they were trying to set up the dramatic kind of oomph emotionally of him dying. And I think what it did, actually, was that we were thinking, okay, she's going to make it to their base or whatever, and it's going to be about her saving them.
Right.
And I think that the line that Catalia gives about some people can't live without war, I think that this episode was that was the theme of this episode, is that there's a certain thing, and this is not something that I think is even going to be explored really in our discussion
because it's not really
here.
tied to the characters.
It's not tied to the characters. It's tied to the setting of that the characters are finding themselves in. And you see that there's just this cold, just detached aspect to their deaths.
Right.
It's a sniper from far away. Just pop, they're dead.
And that is why I always say that snipers are the best,
But my point is, I feel like that theme is going to be continued into one of the next episodes.
Okay, like when Diet Fried Bargain Villain shows up?
I think that at the very least, when Diet Fried Bargain Villain shows up, they're going to bring that up. The idea that he kind of pointed that at Violet, I think, a little bit. He gave a more personalized, accusatory version of that theme to Violet, basically saying, like, you're a killer.
Yeah, you're a tool.
Why are you getting to
bring people together and all that
when you murdered so many of my men and stuff?
And that was a great way to basically reference that by the fact that they talked about you brought our son back to us even though she didn't. So it's a great little touching back to that element that was there. So if they want to bring that back up again. When/if Diet Fried shows up, then that will pack more oomph because of this preparation for it.
Yeah, I think also this potentially is a lead-in if they do some kind of a two-part finale.
Okay.
They'll have some kind of, the conflict is escalating a little bit larger than it is.
Sure.
And now Violet has a little bit of personal attachment to the conflict because it's, it's young... men getting, killed in a conflict that shouldn't even happen. And I don't see her going into it. At the she still needs to be writing a letter, but she could find another excuse like this. And I could see a very interesting conversation between her and Hodgins about her kind of taking initiative in this aspect, and he's going to be like, are you burning up again? And she's going to be like, no, this is something that I'm choosing to do, because I'm uniquely suited to this whole thing.
And she saw a need,
and she saw a need, yes, totally. But I'm looking forward to that conversation between Hodgins, the other Ottoman war dolls, even what's his name, Benedict. Benedict. Just about how they worried about Violet.
Sure.
Showing that their love for Violet is one that they they were actively fretting about her her safety. And
which would be good because we weren't able to see that because of course they don't have time to fit it in the episode.
Totally.
Because,
so looking forward to more of that. And then maybe they'll just wrap things up with a letter and some words between Violet and whoever she's writing the letter for, or maybe she talks to herself, aka Gilbert,
right? Exactly,
for when she writes that letter.
If I were to say how I think this episode could have been better, because this episode wasn't like a bad episode, but by Violet Evergarden standards, it could have been better, right?
It could have been better.
And the main way that I see it could have been better is, one, we didn't get as much attachment to the Aiden guy before the emotional stuff with his character started to happen.
Yes.
There was the post stuff with the family and Maria and all that, and that was good. That was really good. And I feel like that was kind of the strongest moment of the episode, and the way that Violet talked to him as if he was Gilbert, kind of a thing, like she was talking to herself and stuff too. But I feel like with the other episodes, they didn't basically spend as much time with Violet getting to the point where she's doing the job for the people.
Right.
Like, if you think about it, it wasn't until she had dispatched the guys and gotten them to run that she was actually with the person she was supposed to be writing the letter for.
Right, which is why I think that this introduction to the setting is important in next episodes, because it takes away from time that could be used in those episodes.
Exactly, yeah.
For setting it up.
It's recycling the time of it, essentially.
But I'm with you, Jacob. I would have rather her not had all the parachute jumping thing, not had them being sniped in the valley.
Or talking to the pilot person and all that.
Yeah. Have her just show up there, and at a point where she's on her way there, in the plane maybe, her show little flashbacks of her being like, it's a war zone, you can't go, Violet.
Sure.
Little flashes of her getting there, and then it shows basically the guy in the base, and it's like, yeah, Maria, I can't wait, blah, 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 all this stuff to come back, and then she comes to the base, and it's just destroyed. Just have it be like obliterated, and she's just like, and she's having like flashbacks of Gilbert, and she runs through the base and ends up finding him clutching the picture. She drags him to safety.
Sure.
She tells the letter and stuff, and maybe they get to talk a little bit more.
Right. Like, because when I thought of this episode in my head, like the idea of this kind of episode, what I imagined was that basically Violet goes to a place like this, right? She actually gets to the camp, and it's one of those things of like, oh, it's going to be dangerous, but she's like, yeah, I got this. I'm going anyway, right? And they very quickly get to that, and then she still is able to build that connection with the person as she's writing the letter for them,
right?
And then basically they get attacked in the middle of it or something like that, so that way we have time to build up the connection. They end up getting wounded, dying, whatever. There's
have it be a two-parter,
orbital bombardment, however you want to do it. But the whole thing of the two-parter, you could, I feel like, get rid of the need for that if you make it so that the setup to get to the point where the action, the real action, the letter writing is happening, is much, much smaller.
Sure. Totally.
But that part where they're in the little shed or the house or whatever it is, and there's the snow blowing around outside, oh my gosh. Like,
what?
It was... I feel like that was basically a very specific use of the Violet Evergarden budget in a way that just worked really well, because I
don't get it.
Well, I feel like basically one of the advantages of Violet Evergarden with its massive budget is that it can help us feel grounded and attached to the things that are happening without narrative time spent with them, or as much, because of how engrossing the visuals are. It makes us be in the scene and present in the scene. So the fact that basically that's all happening as he's dying or dead, I don't know what it was, but it just it hit me, because it was so empty and so dark in there, and then there was so much beauty happening out there that they weren't really perceiving or able to take part in. I feel like
they only showed that at the actual end of the scene. The thing that stood out to me was that the actual visuals were toned down intentionally. It was basically showing the futility of that he was going to die. There was nothing she could do.
Right.
All of this, like, it's protected from hypothermia. I'm like, he's shot. He's going to die eventually. And the fact that he was like, give me the letter. I feel like I'm going to die soon. He knows that. The visuals, I felt, if anything, were lackluster because we weren't there wasn't any light. So when we ended up hearing them talk, it was the whisper of the voice acting.
Yep.
Then combining that with the soundtrack going on in the background.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I felt like the sounds were what really came through in that scene more so than any of the visuals.
Oh yeah, no.
And then when he died, then they went outside and showed the snow, sparkling snowflakes, lighting,
and
stuff.
That's really the only like main
visual part
I'm talking about. From
okay,
yeah, because they very much because that was kind of what stood out is that they focused on something distant so much, they toned down everything else. They made it so you could barely see what was going on inside, and then had this beautiful thing happening in the window, and then of course with the gorgeous soundtrack, which was just excellent.
Gotcha. All right, well, guys, not really that much to say about this episode, but I feel like it sets up a lot for the finale 2 episodes that we have coming up.
Yeah.
So looking forward to those. If you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. Any level support gets you access to our Discord where you can chat with us about stories or get involved with the Discord events that are going on or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.